Hey, thank you for watching. Sincerely. You know, the quicker you like, share, and subscribe, the bigger my pocket pool stick gets. Now, this has been a dream come true, but how does one measure success? I tell you right now, this show is going to be a disaster. Well, you know, in a good way, kind of like an earthquake in another country. Yeah, it's terrible, but it ain't got shit to do with me. But you know what would make this show better? I'd say money would make this show better. We could have taken a deal with the networks, but that requires a handshake. I don't like shaking hands. It's like holding someone's nuts for an entire second. COVID popularized the elbow bump. I'm good with that one. Less hand washing, more water for future generations. But I'm not a prepper, but I do know it's good to be prepared. And today, I will share with you the first lesson on being prepared. Number 1, get a gun. This is America. I'm just kidding. It rhymed. Number 2, get a clue. Actually, number 3 is the real plan. If you believe in numerology, you'll get the significance of the number 3. Number 3, repeat after me. I accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. Yeah, just in case. And don't just stack up on batteries. Get the right batteries for the right price. Energizer are the right batteries. Ever Ready are the right price. But what are you even preparing for? You know, why would you want to survive the apocalypse? To repopulate the world? We don't even think you should have kids now. But most of us can't even afford to be preppers. We're just trying to get through this week. Imagine your kids are hungry for dinner, but all the SpaghettiOs are locked in the basement. You can't be buying future food for your family if you don't have today food. Plus, where are you going to put it? Why can't you just die with the rest of us? Do you really think that you can afford a ticket on Elon's space ark? I can see it now. Elon boarding his clones in 2 by 2. But I do have a question for our audience. Why do people wear Crocs in public? I've seen grown men wearing them. Crocs look like play shoes designed for 3-year-olds. Now they have those stupid little trinkets to decorate the Crocs. Have you seen those ugly little plastic toes that they stick in the holes? It makes their feet look even grosser. Well, I guess the answer lies in idiocracy. But it's not your fault. You know, maybe you were born that way. But hopefully next time you go to put on your Crocs, you hear my voice in your head. And you choose a different shoe. Just get rid of those things. The thing that sucks about discarding Crocs is you can't tie the shoelaces together and toss them up on a wire. Now for eye-opening news. Something big is on the rise. Redaction. Looks like we're at half-mast. Whale sperm are not to be confused with sperm whale. However, male sperm whale do produce whale sperm. In conclusion, male sperm whale produce whale sperm, but not all male whale are sperm whale. Insurance companies announce they will now offer apocalypse coverage for policyholders because, hey, they deserve your money. Today on Wall Street, the stock market did stock market stuff with pie charts, graphs, and numbers. AI technology has been incorporated into the adult marital aid industry, which means Asian AI sex dolls will be available, but they'll cost as much as a brand new car. Which begs the question, do you get a used one? And can you test drive before you buy? In health news, many alcoholics are just having fun. Identical twins did the spit in a tube and mail it out thing to find out their ancestry. According to the results, yes, they are related, even though the much heavier sister can't possibly share her sister's genes. If you ever find yourself surrounded by sharks while snorkeling with your family on a Florida vacation, and you can only save one, just save yourself. You know, too bad the Jaws theme song doesn't actually alert you when a shark is approaching. You know, swimmers would know when to evacuate the water, but if someone gets eaten alive, well, you know, it'd be so much more fun if the Jaws theme was playing. And remember, there's a guy on the beach that sells popcorn. That's why you gotta lose the weight. Sharks always go after the heavy set first. I won't even step foot into the ocean unless there's a fat hag with huge watermelons in the proximity. Same when I'm on a plane, because if we crash just like that movie, I'm eating those watermelons. The difference between translucent and transparent is apparent. And if you are a parent, here's a tip that could have saved you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Despite labels, there's no such thing as dolphin-safe tuna, but if all the cans say so, isn't that good enough? Oh, yeah, almost forgot. Sports. And now to Peggy with the weather.
It's really cold outside, but it's going to get really hot inside here.
Our first guest is known to be a radio star on RadioRadioX, but not only a DJ. Peggy of Troy is also, well, the brains behind Moochie the Dumpster Cat. Moochie the Dumpster Cat is a musical, and it's helped raise some money for some good causes. So please welcome Peggy of Troy, everyone.
Peggy of Troy!
Yeah, this is where I clap. Good to see you.
It's great to see you too, brother.
Yeah, so you're looking great.
Thank you. I just kind of getting over a little bit of illness.
Oh, yeah, what'd you have, a little touch of the AIDS?
Well, no, actually it was the flu.
I don't want to say that.
The bird flu.
Peggy says that to me all the time. Maybe we should. All right. You want to come in again?
Yeah.
Gonna put my name on this?
Everyone, please welcome Peggy of Troy to the show.
How you doing, Rob?
It is excellent to see you. You're looking great.
Oh, thank you. I got a little leopard print going on here.
I seen that. You got a little tail on the back end of that as well.
I got to shake it.
Yes, you do. Like a Polaroid picture. So something I've been meaning to ask you.
What's that, Rob?
What's it like being famous?
I don't know. It's got its good parts and it's got its bad parts, just like everything else.
Well, I mean, that's one thing I noticed from hanging out with you and going out to places. A lot of people know you.
Well, do they actually really know me, though? They know of me, maybe.
They know of you. But I mean, people hooting and hollering every time Peggy's in the building, the party. You bring the party.
I guess I do, don't I?
Yes. But what is it like to actually be Peggy of Troy?
It's kind of exciting. It's exciting. It's like a lot of flash and a lot of fluff, a lot of laughter. I like to make people laugh and smile. Yeah, I think that's a gift. The world needs more of that right now. We got people that are making us sad and frown and angry.
Well, the world's a mess.
Yeah.
The world is a complete mess. And I can go on about that for days, but I won't because we don't touch on politics here.
Of course not. No politics and no religion.
Well, I'm actually starting my own religion. It's going to be like a cult. I always wanted to be a cult leader.
Yeah.
You ever thought about that?
I was kind of a Jim Jones fan.
I wasn't thinking the Jim Jones. I was just thinking about those fun cults, where everybody gets naked and listens to music and does drugs.
Well, they did that, except they went too far with the Kool-Aid.
So you have a radio show. I mean, from what I know, you're very artistic. You've done stand-up comedy. And also, you take the world around you and your experiences, and then you put it into artwork. And most recently, a musical, which I am actually honored to be a part of, Moochie the Dumpster Cat. Tell us about how that came about and what who Moochie is.
Actually, Moochie was a real cat, Rob, and I met him like maybe 13 years ago, and I started feeding him, and I became like obsessed with his feeding and, keeping him alive and everything, and it was really, really a beautiful thing, and the cat, was part of me. We kind of maybe traded places out there is what happened. I became the cat, and he became me. That's why I have all this cat garb on right now.
What was it that made you think, I think there's a story here?
Well, I think what made me think that there was a story there, because there was actually a story there. It started out as just something that happened, and then it became a very dramatic thing. And, as time went on, other characters came in and, helped build the story and build the plot behind it. And then, of course, I took my own imagination and took it to a further place, because it's not all factual, everything that happened. But, that's how great fiction is, usually based on real experiences and real people.
From the stories that I know about it, though, most of it is very much based on true story, but loosely based.
Yes.
Because you gotta add that little entertainment factor into it.
Of course it is. There has to be hyperbole in it.
Correct. Can you spell hyperbole?
Yeah, I can. HYPERBOLE.
Yeah.
I won the spelling bee as a child.
Well, you are rather smart, and I've always realized that about you. If there was something that would maybe surprise people about you, something that is not a deep down secret or anything, unless you want to give away the goods.
Actually, I don't know what my big secret would be as far as divulging it to the world. That I have like a secret like or something like that. That's what you're trying to.
Yeah, I'm just trying to dig deep. There's got to be. There's. Yeah. Who is it? You're crushing on somebody.
Oh, I'm trying to think. It's just something that I don't know. Maybe have a big crush on. I don't know, Elon Musk.
Well, he is the richest man in the world.
Why not go for the money, right? I liked him before he had all that surgery, though. I think he was really cute before he had his hairline done and like his face masculinized.
I thought that was just natural. I don't know. A lot of people are not really digging on him. The one thing about him is that he is building that space ark, as we were talking about before. I mean, you got to be pretty rich to be able to afford a ticket to get on that thing.
I thought he was having a lottery where just like random people could get on it.
Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
See, that's a fun fact. You mentioned lottery. You're actually very lucky when it comes to the gambling.
Well, basically, gambling, Rob, is taking money from one pocket and put it in the other.
Yeah.
And, it just goes back and forth. I don't think anybody really wins on this type of gambling unless they have like a massive score of like millions of dollars, which is like very next to impossible. But you never know. We keep trying.
Yes.
It gives us hope.
I lost my shirt gambling. I never gamble anymore. So no more gambling for me. No more drinking for me so far in 2025. Let's see. I haven't really done any drugs this year. That excludes marijuana because that's medicine. And yeah, I'm working on not touching myself so much. What are you working on?
I'm just going to work every day and trying to survive this really cold winter, man. This has been a brutal winter. And I got very sick a couple of weeks ago, too. Probably the sickest I've been in probably like 30 years, I believe. Yeah.
What'd you have, a little touch of the polio?
Actually, I had the flu. And you know what? I thought I had the bird flu. Well, I was feeding some pigeons.
You are.
Yeah, I found out one of them was a stool pigeon. I think he turned on me. So I had to whack him.
Now, here's an interesting factoid that I know about you is that you're really good with voices.
All right, I'll give you some William S. Burroughs. Someday money will have no value because there'll be nothing left to buy.
Well, when we come back, your good friend Nikki Kaos and also partner in crime will be here.
I can't wait.
Me either. Thank you. Stick around.
Yo, it's your girl's birthday coming up, but you don't know what to get her? I got you covered. Flowers die, but yo, they'll love something like this. Yo, oral hygiene is very important, and it means that you care. Comes in all different colors. Get yours today.
Oh, electric love in the morning light, brushing away the sleep of night. Her heart hums the rhythm sway. Electric toothbrush steals the day.
The ladies love them. Toothbrushes sold wherever you can buy toilet paper.
Now, you may know our next guest from working with Peggy in Moochie the Dumpster Cat. You also may know our next guest as being a DJ on RadioRadioX in the past as well, from a band, Curious Comet, from solo music. One of my very dear friends, Nikki Kaos. Welcome to the show.
Oh, Nikki, 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 you got the groove, the way you move.
I thought you were going to curtsy.
I do curtsy sometimes, but I rather collapse into this wonderful couch instead.
That is a nice couch, is it not?
It is. It's super cushy. I'm short though. Hopefully I'm in a good spot.
I think so. Yeah, you do tend to sink into that couch.
I feel so small, but a big personality, so I'll be okay.
Yes.
So what's going on with you?
I've been super busy. We did 2 productions of Moochie, one in 2024 and one in 2025, which were very huge successes. We were able to give some money to charity. We were able to realize Peggy's vision for the show and add music to it. And I just really love helping songwriters, so I'm doing work on that. And then Curious Comet is working on their next album. We've got a full album worth of material, and we're hoping to get it out this summer. Got some gigs coming up too. It's exciting.
You are a phenomenal songwriter.
Thank you. I remember you told me the other day that you like to listen to my songs, and you listen to a lot of songs that people submit. So it really made me feel nice when I heard that.
Yeah, so I mean, basically, we get tons of submissions for the radio station, and we play a lot of them. But, you know, to be honest, I'm not going to listen to all that stuff on my own time all the time. You know, it's sometimes good, but it's just not my cup of tea. You're my cup of tea.
All right. Well, I'll bring my cup of gin next time, and cheers you for that.
There you go.
Oh, man. I do miss, you brought up the alcohol. I do miss it.
I'm very proud of you for putting your health first and realizing that it was probably a good idea, if you don't know when to stop, to take a break. So congratulations on that. It's a big step.
Thanks. I mean, I kind of feel like, I don't know, like a lot of people are giving the congratulations. I almost feel like a loser for having to quit.
Yeah, I kind of can see where you're coming from that, but we need you around. So if you got to lose it dying from alcoholism, I think that's a good loss to take for the team.
Well, although I will say the last thing I drank was that bottle that Peggy got me for Christmas.
I heard that one was a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
It tasted so good, I had to drink all of it, you know.
Uh-oh.
Candy.
Oh gosh. Well, maybe I'll get one for next year. Maybe that'll be my Christmas gift.
There you go.
So now I'm very happy that Curious Comet's going to put out a full album. And I think, I mean, the music industry is no more. It's kind of like Hollywood. I mean, do you realize, like, when they go to Hollywood, like at the Warner Brothers studios and all these, they're like ghost towns now. It's not what you used to see back in the 80s with all that action. There's nobody there.
I think it's a lot different. And in some ways it's a negative, but in some ways it's an opportunity for people to really self-produce their own material, which is liberating. We did our first album during COVID, and it was just Bob and I, and we played all the instruments on our own except for a cello, who we had Will Hayes for. And this album, we're going to have Fred Bulmer on bass, who is just a phenomenal bass player. And then we're hoping to invite some other drummers from the local area. We're still hopefully connecting, but maybe Tony Vasquez from the Va Va Voodoos is going to be on the album. We really love that. And it's so possible to do things on your own that it's really exciting to just go for it. So while, that music industry deal, even the people who went through it, I think you hear a lot of negatives about how much compromise you had to make. And I'm glad that when we make music, we don't compromise. We just put out what we want.
Absolutely. So what I see from knowing, and I don't think I've heard much of your new stuff, maybe a little bit, right? But from knowing your music in the past, though, I could see it actually hitting. As long as you let us premiere it on RadioRadioX, then it'll be worldwide and you'll be a sensational phenomenon.
I totally agree. And we wouldn't premiere it anywhere else. This is our home. So they'll definitely be out on RadioRadioX first. I can't wait.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you being the director, really, of Moochie the Dumpster Cat, by the way, because you kept us all in line. I've been meaning to tell you that, like, you really kept things on track. And when you cracked that whip, I was like, yes, aye, Captain.
Captain, you're the second person recently who called me Captain, which I think is fantastic. I need more of that in my life, honestly.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Oh, Captain, my Captain, yes. But at any rate, I just grabbed my mic. I touch myself too much, and that causes problems in my life sometimes.
Something, as I mentioned earlier, I'm trying to work on myself. Yeah, we can't all be perfect.
Well, it's time and place. I have to remember time and place. It doesn't always, go together the way it should, but I try. Get back on that horse.
Work fast.
But yes, thank you for the compliment on the directing. I've never really directed a musical before. I've performed in them, but it was such a great opportunity, and everybody was great to work with. It wasn't as if I had to crack a whip. Really, if people were needed to be focused, they worked with me. So everybody was amazing, and I think that's why the show was so successful. Honestly, is that there was just everybody was chipping in their part. So I can't wait to do it again.
And I'd be happy to be a part of it again.
It's just incredible, and for a good cause, to tell a story that is about the human condition and about caring for each other. So I was just glad everybody was a part of it.
Speaking of music, we're going to have you perform a little ditty about Jack and Diane.
Well, we're going to do something from the musical.
Oh, even better. Even better. Great.
We'll leave that one to John Cougar Mellencamp.
To American kids growing up in the heartland.
Although, ironically, when I was a child, I actually wrote a parody. I used to really like Weird Al Yankovic, but it was like a nice parody because I was in church and I was kind of bored. And so I wrote a couple of different versions, and Jack and Diane was one of them. But I called it A Little Ditty About God and Moses.
Ooh.
Two American kids growing up in the heartland. Yeah. God wanted to be the football star, and Moses was sitting in the backseat of God's car. So yeah, that was my version. I also did one for Joan Jett's I Love Rock and Roll, but I called it I Love Bible Study. Put another dime in the offering plate. That was where my songwriting really started.
I didn't even know that you grew up in the faith sort of thing. I went to Bible camp, and that's where I lost my virginity.
Oh yeah, it is a contradiction.
Then my counselor got fired. We should probably play some music.
Let's get to that next.
Stick around. Some music coming up with Nikki, Kaos, and Peggy of Troy.
Listen, I know better than a lot of people. It's tough in today's economy, and that's just the way things goes. People are having a hard time buying eggs. People are having a hard time buying diapers. Well, what do you have to do? You got to get your ass in gear. You got to get yourself a side hustle. And my side hustle? Forget door dashing. Fuck that shit. I took up being an assassin. That's right. If you're an assassin, you can make tons of cash in very little time. I'll show you just how easy it is, but it's very important too. All right, ready?
That's what you get!
Ladies and gentlemen, Peggy of Troy and Nikki Kaos performing a song from Moochie the Dumpster Cat. All right, let's go. Well, I can help you or hurt you. You need me to survive. Not too much or too little. Just enough to keep me alive. I said, foo, 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 what's eating you? Can I take another bite or just a piece of you? I said, foo, 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 what can you choose? Can I make another meal or just a sack of you? Take me out of the package, pull me out of the can, chop me up on the counter, fry me up in the pan. I said, foo, 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 what's eating you? Can I take another bite or just a piece of you? I said, foo, 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 what can you choose? Can I make another meal or just a sack of you? I know it's hard to be healthy, but you can give it a try. You be poor, you be wealthy, but be rich in your diet. I said, foo, 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 what's eating you? You find it's not so sweet when you live to eat. I said, foo, 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 what
what can you choose? You find you have more to give when you eat to live. You gotta groove, groove, groove. You gotta groove to the food. You gotta groove, groove, groove. You gotta groove to the food. You gotta groove, groove, groove. You gotta groove to the food. 'Cause you find you have more to give when you eat to live.
Bring it in.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rob.
for
It was
inviting
an
us.
honor to be your
Nikki,
first show.
Kaos. Yes.
Congratulations on the new show.
It was an honor to have you first. And Peggy, thank you for coming along. And
You're most welcome.
thank you for tuning into this madness.